Charles Starkweather, a name synonymous with infamy, embarked on a path of violence and murder that shook the United States to its core. Born in 1938, Starkweather's troubled upbringing and strained relationship with his father contributed to his descent into darkness. In 1958, at just 19 years old, he unleashed a killing spree that claimed the lives of 11 people, including his own family members. Accompanied by his teenage girlfriend Caril Ann Fugate, their reign of terror earned them the moniker of the Sweetheart Murderers. The nation was captivated by their crimes, leading to a high-profile trial that ultimately resulted in Starkweather's execution and Fugate's imprisonment. Early life and troubled youth. Starkweather's troubled youth was marred by academic struggles, social isolation, and a strained relationship with his father. He struggled to fit in with his peers and found solace in delinquent behavior. Starkweather's troubles extended beyond the walls of his school, as he often clashed with authority figures and found himself on the wrong side of the law. This pattern of rebellion and alienation shaped his mindset, fueling a deep-seated resentment towards society. The combination of a troubled upbringing and a growing sense of anger and frustration laid the groundwork for the violent path that Charles Starkweather would eventually embark upon. These early experiences would leave an indelible mark on his psyche and set the stage for the tragic events that would unfold later in his life. The murderous spree. In January 1958, Charles Starkweather, then just 19 years old, unleashed a chilling and ruthless killing spree that would forever stain American history. It all began with the murder of a gas station attendant who Starkweather claimed had insulted him. This act of violence ignited a relentless rampage that spanned several weeks. Starkweather and his teenage girlfriend, Caril Ann Fugate, embarked on a macabre journey of terror, leaving a trail of death and devastation in their wake. Their victims ranged from family members to innocent bystanders, as they showed no mercy in their quest for notoriety and revenge against a society they felt had wronged them. Starkweather's actions seemed fueled by a mixture of pent-up rage, a desire for control, and a distorted sense of power. The couple's killing spree culminated in a dramatic high-speed chase and eventual capture. The nation was left stunned and horrified by the senseless violence committed by these young individuals. The stark brutality of their crimes sent shockwaves through American society and spurred one of the largest manhunts in the nation's history. The memory of Charles Starkweather's murderous spree continues to serve as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul and the devastating consequences it can unleash upon innocent lives. The Sweetheart Murderers. The media frenzy surrounding Charles Starkweather and Caril Ann Fugate portrayed their criminal partnership as a twisted love story. Fugate, only 14 years old at the time, was often depicted as a hostage rather than an active participant. However, the true extent of her involvement remains a subject of debate. The couple's actions shocked the nation, who struggled to comprehend how two young individuals could commit such heinous acts. The media's portrayal of their relationship added an additional layer of intrigue to an already disturbing story, forever branding them as the Sweetheart Murderers. The trial and aftermath. On May 5, 1958, the trial of Charles Starkweather began, attracting intense media attention and public interest. Found guilty of first-degree murder, Starkweather was sentenced to death. His girlfriend, Caril Ann Fugate, was convicted as an accessory to murder and received a life sentence. The trial offered a glimpse into the twisted minds of the Sweetheart Murderers and the heinous acts they had committed. The conclusion of the trial provided some closure for the families of the victims and a nation that had been gripped by fear and fascination throughout the ordeal. However, the aftermath of the Starkweather case extended beyond the courtroom. The crimes committed by Starkweather and Fugate left an indelible impact on American society, raising questions about the influence of media sensationalism and the psychological factors that contributed to their actions. Ultimately, on June 25, 1959, Charles Starkweather met his fate in Nebraska's electric chair, bringing an end to the chapter of his life characterized by brutality and destruction. While the trial and subsequent execution marked the culmination of legal justice, the legacy of the Starkweather case continues to serve as a haunting reminder of the consequences of unchecked violence and the lasting scars it leaves on the lives of those affected. The notorious killing spree and its impact on society. Charles Starkweather's murderous rampage in 1958 sent shockwaves throughout American society, leaving an indelible mark on communities nationwide. The sheer brutality and senselessness of his actions shattered the perception of safety and security, instilling fear and disbelief among the public. Starkweather's case sparked intense debates and discussions about the underlying factors that could lead an individual to commit such heinous crimes. It raised awareness about the importance of addressing mental health issues, providing support for troubled individuals, and identifying potential warning signs before they escalate into violence. The stark contrast between Starkweather's seemingly unremarkable demeanor and the brutal nature of his crimes forced society to confront the harsh reality that violence can emerge from unexpected sources. The shocking impact of his killing spree prompted law enforcement agencies, schools, and communities to reevaluate their strategies for preventing and responding to acts of violence. Starkweather's case remains a haunting reminder of the potential for darkness that lurks within society, compelling ongoing efforts to improve mental health services, strengthen community support systems, and foster a safer environment for all. Cultural impact and legacy. The Starkweather-Fugate case left an indelible mark on American popular culture. Books, films, and songs drew inspiration from the chilling tale. Terrence Malick's film Badlands and Bruce Springsteen's song Nebraska immortalized their story. The case also prompted discussions about the role of media sensationalism and the potential consequences of societal alienation on vulnerable individuals. Charles Starkweather's notoriety endures, forever etched in the public consciousness, as a haunting reminder of the destructive potential residing within the human psyche. Media sensationalism and public fascination. Charles Starkweather's killing spree captivated the media and sparked intense public fascination. The sensationalized coverage of his crimes turned Starkweather into a larger-than-life figure, with newspapers and news outlets providing constant updates on his actions and the ensuing manhunt. This saturation of media attention contributed to the enduring infamy surrounding his case. The extensive media coverage of Starkweather and his teenage accomplice, Caril Ann Fugate, raised questions about the role of sensationalism in crime reporting. Some argued that the media's portrayal of Starkweather as a folk devil may have glorified his actions and inadvertently inspired copycat crimes. Others criticized the invasive and exploitative nature of the coverage, which focused more on the sensational aspects of the story rather than the underlying societal issues. Charles Starkweather's name will forever be associated with one of the most infamous crime sprees in American history. The violence and tragedy he unleashed served as a grim reminder of the complexities of the human mind and the potential for evil within. From his troubled youth to his murderous rampage and subsequent trial, the legacy of Starkweather and Fugate continues to fascinate and disturb. The saga of Charles Starkweather stands as a cautionary tale, urging society to address the underlying issues that contribute to such acts of violence, in hopes of preventing future tragedies. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe. See you in the next video.